2K Sports pregame show.
Early
We've got basketball action at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, the home of the Mavericks, live on 2K Sports. Looking at the Lakers, they took the win in their last game against the Magic in Orlando. It was just a textbook performance. That game was all theirs. Once they got it going, it was full speed ahead.
And they may have been on the road, but you know what? They nullified any home court disadvantage in that game by how well they shot it from three.
Shooting can always be a great equalizer. I mean, when you shoot like that from outside, it really makes winning on the road a lot easier. Big time finish, emphatic.
He hangs on the rim, too, just for good measure.
Yeah, but guys, nothing wrong with a little bit of showboating every now and then.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. Taking a look at the Lakers. Russell is out there with Bryant. Then it's Brandon Bass. Then there's Nick Young. And it's Hibbert in at the 5. Parsons attacking, and that one's good. Parsons got his second basket of the game.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
And Chandler Parsons really set off a Texas rivalry last year, drafted by the Rockets in the second round. He received an offer sheet in free agency from the team's rival, the Dallas Mavericks. Eventually chose Dallas, injured in the playoffs, hurt a knee, only played the one game. But I think they've got great things ahead for him with the Mavs.
Yeah, Parsons was a restricted free agent, so that meant the Rockets could match if they wanted to, but they declined to match Dallas's offer, which sent Parsons packing just up the road in Texas.
Now here's Barea. 14 points from him the last game against the Clippers. Here's Matthews. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. And here's Kobe for 3, and that one's good.
You know, back to the topic of Parsons' free agency, the offer from the Mavs was 3 years, $46 million. Houston didn't want to go that high, so they reluctantly let Parsons leave. Ultimately, Houston filled Parsons' small forward role with the signing of Trevor Ariza. Not bad.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Here's Russell. Shot is no good. Now Dallas takes it the other way. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Yeah, and in that game, we saw a lot of sloppy play from the opposing offense. They coughed the ball up, a lot of unforced turnovers.
And that did make things relatively easy for him. You know, it's nice to get a win and not have to work too hard for it.
A chance now to go to Dorisburg, who had a chance to talk with Rick Carlisle.
The frustration was evident in his voice when I asked him about the way their season had been developing. He told me, we've been learning the hard way that anything less than a 100% effort is not going to get it done. I want to see my guys a lot hungrier than they have been. That would certainly help, gentlemen.
And thanks for that story, Doris.
And talking about the Texas showdown over Parsons last year, even his teammates got involved. After Parsons left, James Harden reacted saying that Dwight Howard and Harden were the cornerstone of the Rockets. But that's probably nothing compared to the rivalry that the two teams' ownerships felt.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
That's a great point. 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed have come at the rim. Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
No good. Good defensive work there by Young. Lakers trail by 5. And it's Kobe missing.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
And he'll be the first to tell you, Greg, that's one he should have knocked down.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And he gets it to go.
And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
Matthews against Bryant. Outside Matthews. He dishes it to Barea. Shot clock at 5. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
They're getting on the roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
Now here's Hibbert. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Magic in Orlando.
And don't forget about the 4 blocks. Just a big all-around game, particularly on the defensive side. And we've seen Dallas just be fantastic since the start of the new millennium. Year in and year out, they seem to always win 50 games. Hit that mark again last season.
Now here's Barea. He's tightly guarded. Pass to Parsons. Matthews, no one around him, and he's good on the 3-ball. Matthews has got 5 now.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Ryan in the post. He's covered by Matthews. Here's Bass, and that one is stuffed right through.
You know, there are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like he can.
Now here's Barea. He's guarded by Russell, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Nick Young. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Williams, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Here's the screen. That's a 2 from Matthews. Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. 7 points for Wesley Matthews.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going.
Here's Bass, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
Now here's Kobe following the shot by Roy Hibbert. To the paint. The kick out to Williams. Bass with the screen. Pass to Russell. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Russell's got his 3rd basket of the night. Well, there may be some questions for a while about D'Angelo Russell. People will guess which position he's best at in the NBA. You and I saw him firsthand playing for the Bucks. I mean, he is a terrific talent.
Yeah, he really is. I think he's an old school guard, Kevin. He can play with the ball and be effective, or he can play off the ball. He's got a really bright future. Loved watching him play and grow as a one-year college guy at Ohio State.
Williams, he's checked in for Charlie Villanueva. The Lakers also changing it up. Julius Randle's checked in for Hibbert. Allen comes in for Kobe. And it's Clarkson in for Russell.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. And guys, one thing that stands out to me about Russell is how good he is at certain NBA plays. Very strong in the pick and roll already. Knows how to attack with contact. Great vision, and he can also shoot the basketball.
Williams kicks to Matthews. Here's Parsons. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
And the basket good. Bass has got 6.
And you can say this just about every prospect, but I think with Russell, he'll need some time to adjust. He has the raw skill to play multiple spots on the floor, but each position has a nuance to it that he'll need some time to learn.
And it's Matthews again missing. LA has gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Matthews against Allen. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you can see the frustration on his face.
And it's Matthews again missing. The Lakers trail to the middle. Takes it from 10. Randle no good. Here's Barea. On the wing, Williams. 14 feet. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
You know what? A lot of three-pointers, but for me, more so, it was the shot selection on those three-pointers. I just felt like they were just too trigger-happy from downtown.
You know, Greg, sometimes you're able to shoot your way out of a slump, but they just kept making things worse. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
And so here is Dallas following the bucket by the Lakers. Shot clock at 6. Parsons for 3. Rebound by Williams.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the board.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Now here's Williams following the shot by Ray Allen. And it's Matthews with the jam.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
And Chandler Parsons, changing teams last season, saw a little bit of a regression. Down in points, rebounds, and assists, but more troubling, down in field goal and free throw percentage. So you can tell that transition to a new team, new system, new role definitely had an impact.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Anderson comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Harris subbed in for J.J. Barea. The Mavericks leading. Anderson outside. Williams a screen. Poked away. Parsons attacking. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper. Chandler Parsons coming over from Houston to Dallas, moving into a new scheme, a different scheme than he had with the Rockets. It was his first go-around with Coach Rick Carlisle.
Yeah, and it's not easy for a player to adjust to a new coach, or a new coach to adjust to a player. It takes some time. It's a two-way street. We know Parsons has the talent.
In a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Mavericks.
Really some great drives to the basket here early on for these guys.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
And guys, over the last 2 seasons, Devin Harris has been a backup point guard, but one could argue that he's outperformed the guys that are directly ahead of him.
That's exactly right, Kevin. I mean, Harris came back to the team that he started his career with to be a support player, but injuries, trades, and generally poor fits elevated Harris's importance to the team.
Now, here's Clarkson after the miss from Darren Williams. Clarkson dishes to Sacre. Allen for 3. That doesn't go either for Allen.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
And he gets the bucket. And the Mavericks lead by 6.
You know, getting back to Devin Harris, he can really help you. But you want to do one thing, limit his minutes. 11 full seasons under his belt. Slender in build. It's best to play him around half the game if you can. And fancy finishes like that look great, but man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
They grab their own miss. Rando passes to Sacre. Allen inside the three-point line. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. Allen's got 5 points so far. Mavericks leading by 4.
You know, talking about the veteran Harris, his quickness was still apparent last season, and his skill set was a good fit for Coach Carlisle's flow offense. I mean, this guy's been around a long time, and there are very few that are quicker than him with the ball.
But Julie has gone 3 for 4 from the floor tonight. Passes to Sacre, stolen by Anderson. Down low, it's tipped. The Lakers on the break. Here's Williams. That's tipped.
Just cannot find the rhythm. Still yet to hit a shot this quarter.
And it's Anderson that time on the assist by Williams. Williams has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Allen. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Allen's got 7.
Just a gorgeous shot by Ray Allen. Getting it done. A textbook stroke.
Williams against Williams. Williams attacking. Here's Pachulia. Makes it off the glass. 8 points for him.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
And that one good from Clarkson. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, what's your take so far?
You know what? They're dominating on the backboard. They have controlled the paint thus far.
Flexing their muscles down low, and they've limited second chances too, guys.
We've got Charlie Villanueva. Chandler Parsons out there with Matthews. Then there's Felton. And it's Berea in at the 1 spot. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. Now here's Parsons. A 26-point game for him in the win against the Clippers. Hibbert kicks to Russell. And again, it's the Lakers.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Outside Matthews. Parsons sets a screen for Matthews. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
The Lakers weren't very good at all last season, Clark, and they just didn't have any teeth in their road games.
Well, you know, they shot threes on the road well, Kevin. Top percentage in the league, as a matter of fact. Still, they just couldn't hold on to leads.
And so Russell hits them both.
And the Lakers would end with a road record of 9-32. That is a franchise worst for them and sums up the year they had away from safety. I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Bryant dishes to Russell. Villanueva against Hibbert. And here's Young from the arc. Hibbert, the pass to Black. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Tries again. And with that, the Maverick lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Bryant.
Kobe getting it done. Just a gorgeous shot that time. You know, looking at the Lakers, a big thing for them as we get back to their road woes is they didn't win a single game on the road in their division. In a word, that's terrible.
And when you watch Wes Matthews, you see he's just a fantastic perimeter defender, Clark. He can match up well at either the 2 or the 3.
His combination, Kevin, of length and strength and lateral movement make him an outstanding defensive player.
And for Matthews, you know, he knows that he's a strong defender. And so last year, his claim was that he was the best two-way shooting guard in the NBA.
Felton kicks to Matthews. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Matthews has got the lead up to 8 now for the Mavs. There's the dish to Young. Down low. And Kobe Bryant again. Kobe's got 9.
Listen, he has a chance to be considered the best two-way player at his position, and not sure if he is the clear-cut winner of that debate, but he is in the conversation.
Lakers trailed by 8. Russell dishes to Bryant. He feeds it to Young. He kicks to Black. Now the pass to Hibbert. Outside, Kobe. There's the screen. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. They get Charlie Villanueva.
You know, one thing that comes to mind with Kobe is his incredible dedication to winning. I mean, you wonder if that has turned off potential free agents. Maybe he's a bit too competitive, but, you know, when you're in the business of competing, hard for me to imagine you can be too competitive.
Now, here's Felton. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. That's good.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Here's Hibbert, trailing here by 8. Misses from short range. With Kobe and his competitiveness, it is something that he's coped with. He said it took him a while in the league, Clark, to realize not everyone loves basketball as much as he does.
Yeah, you know, even if you don't have the same kind of drive that has propelled Kobe all these years, I think you have to respect him for it. It shouldn't be a problem for potential free agents, in my opinion.
And the Lakers making a change here. Pass is checked in. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Kobe goes in, taken away by Felton. The feed to Barea. Here's a good screen. Fires for 3. No luck. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And Bryant kicks to Bass. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe. Bass has got 10 points.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
Dishes to Barea. From 10 feet out, and Hibbert with the block. Now the Lakers on the break. Bryant's running. Drills it from outside. Now just a 5-point Maverick lead.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Poked loose. Russell with it. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Magic in Orlando.
And also his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved.
That is good.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Hibbert against Villanueva. Outside Russell for 3. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
Barea kicks to Matthews. Villanueva with a screen on Young. Off the pick. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there. And I'm sure he appreciated it.
Matthews. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Matthews has got 12 points now in the quarter. Russell passes to Kobe from about 19 feet. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got his 3rd assist on the night. Mavericks leading by 5. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And Young slams it home.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for him.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Bryant dishes to Russell. Here's Hibbert. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run. And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed.
On its way from Young for 2. And the shot's good after hitting off the rim. Young's got the lead up to 1 now for the Lakers. Barea kicks to Matthews. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Williams comes in for Raymond Felton. And Harris subbed in for J.J. Barea. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Williams is checked in. Now here is Harris. Villanueva with the bucket. Clark, a lot of give and take between these sides early.
Kevin, how about 6 lead changes in this half already?
And both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
Villanueva against Hibbert, and stolen by Darren Williams. And there's the call on Lewis Williams. That's foul number 2 for him.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Pachulia, he's checked in for Villanueva. And it's Anderson in for Matthews. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Sacre, he's checked in for Hibbert. Rando comes in for Brandon Bass. Ray Allen, he's checked in for Young. And it's Clarkson in for Russell. Williams kicks to Harris. Parsons attacking. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Some really terrific numbers for Parsons. He has 17 points and also a block shot.
He's just been impossible to contain. He's been unreal in this game.
Utterly fantastic is how I would categorize that performance, Greg.
Dallas has gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Williams kicks to Pachulia, and the shot is good. Now it's a 4-point Maverick lead.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Here's Anderson, and good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. Harris has got 4 assists in the game.
Their interior defense has been dismal.
Yeah, they're losing the battle in the paint.
Dallas might always be considered a football town, but they take their basketball seriously here too. Huge attendance numbers, a long string of games for consecutive sellouts for the Mavs, not only last season, but for many years gone by.
And how about being 3rd in the league in average attendance? And by percentages, they were first as they oversold the capacity of their stadium on average. Yeah, showing some strength in the paint there. Tough rebound.
Over in the corner, Williams. They get it back. That drops. Pachulia's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Oh, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Dallas with the ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Parsons attacking. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's Allen. Money from the wing. Allen's got 13.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
Pachulia, he drains the quick shot.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Lakers trail by 8. Allen outside. Williams inside the line. No good.
And with him missing literally everything he's put up today, you can see why the score is what it is.
And Jordan Clarkson is going to pick up the foul.
And Zaza Pachulia, for my money, has been one of the toughest players in the league. He's got a boxer's mentality. His face looks a little bit like a boxer's. He doesn't have the quick twitch muscles of some guys, but his power and effort consistently stand out.
Tarek Black, he's checked in for Julius Randle. Talking about Jaja's toughness, it's one of the reasons he has such a high rebounds per minute average over his career. And defending on the blocks, he's almost unmovable.
He really, you know what, Coach Kidd loves Jaja. Even started him over John Henson by the end of the season. And he's always willing to trade body blows down low and certainly wins his fair share of those battles.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find some, you're right. Allen passes to Black. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
The offense really coming around here in the second.
It's about rhythm, Clark. They're up above 50% now for the game, and you'll take that on any night. And defensively, there's still some work, though, they're going to have to show up.
And that one's good. And that's 21 points for Chandler Parsons.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Here's Williams, and that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Boy, Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist. And you know, one thing about Darren Williams, he used to get to the charity stripe at will. At the height of his career, he was averaging almost 6 free throws a game. The last couple seasons, he's been down around 3.
Here's Williams after the basket by Los Angeles. Teardrop shot. The kick out to Anderson. Feeds it to Williams. Parsons outside. Goes up again. Shot is off.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he...
The clock runs out.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K. Wesley Matthews has been having a big night. He had 23 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. And that'll do it for now as...
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
Just absolute domination in this one for Matthews. He has 23 points, and he's sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
This is really production personified from long range.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Nick Young is out there with Brandon Bass. Then it's Roy Hibbert. Then it's Russell. And it's Kobe in at the 2 spot.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Kicks it to Hibbert. A baseline J. The shot is off.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
Lakers trail by 18. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. Shot's good. Hibbert's got 8 points.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
Parsons outside. He dishes it to Barea. Pass to Matthews. To the middle. And Barea with the basket on the assist by Matthews. Matthews has got his 4th assist in this one. Bryant with it. Matthews covering. Bass dishes to Young. Pass to Bass. Lakers working the ball around now. Hibbert with the screen. Misses the 3. And he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize. Right side Matthews. Beyond the arc. And it's Roy Hibbert with the rebound. Hibbert's got his 5th rebound in this one.
This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
Bass with the screen. Bryant drives in. Nice job coming off that screen. Kobe's got 18 points in the game.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
There's the pick. Here's Parsons. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. And the Mavericks lead by 18.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
For Dallas, they've gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. They get it back.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And he gets it to go. 15 points for D'Angelo Russell.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
Dallas calls timeout.
And guys, it looked like Nick Young had finally put it all together. I mean, he had a huge campaign 2 years ago, signs a new 4-year deal. Then last year, disaster strikes. I mean, he provided very little to the team outside of shooting the basketball. And even with that, he dropped to a career worst, 37% from the field.
Greg, getting back to Young, it's tough to completely judge him on last year's numbers because he was fighting through knee injuries, ankle injuries, all kinds of things. Clark only played 42 games.
Yeah, but when he's right, he can light it up. I mean, he's a go-to scorer, but he just never got right last season.
Barea kicks to Pachulia. Tough sequence there. They just couldn't get it to fall. Lakers trail by 17. It's Young on the wing. Villanueva covering. Passes it to Bryant. Hibbert with a screen on Matthews. Bass with the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Fires from 14, and that one goes long.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Julia, good.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Raymond Felton, he's checked in for the Mavericks. And here is Los Angeles now, trailing by 19. The drive by Russell.
Well, clearly the Lakers were not a great team. I mean, they did have one of their better bench units last season. They led the league in points off the bench, but that was more an indictment of the quality of the starters than the firepower of the bench.
And he's good on the second. Here is Barea. He has 6. The dish to Pachulia. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Barea's got 6 assists here tonight.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Inside, here's Pachulia. And it's good. Looking quite sharp with 10 of 12 shooting tonight.
And he's had an excellent performance overall from the field.
Russell kicks to Young. He feeds it to Bass. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket. And so here is Dallas. Barea kicks to Felton. And Barea has it in the corner. A three-pointer is right on target. Barea's got 5 points in the quarter.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Here's Russell, and there's another one for the Lakers.
There's got to be some defensive help there. I mean, the size difference is just too great.
Now, here's Barea. He's got 9 to the wing right side. Felton against Bryant from 17 feet out. Pachulia, no luck. Lakers trailed by 19, and it's Bryant in the corner. It's hauled in by Felton.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Villanueva with the bucket.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
For Los Angeles, they've gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter. Bass's shot, good.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Yeah, another turnover. But guys, on the whole, I think they've done a great job of running their offense without too many miscues.
Randall's checked in for the Lakers. Williams comes in for Bryant. Count that one.
You know, he's got a lot of inches on the defender in that matchup, and he can just shoot right over the top of him without worrying about being bothered.
Matthews passes to Pachulia. And Dallas again with the bucket.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today.
Lakers trailed by 19. The drive by Russell. Took him no time at all on that one. Russell's got 9 points here in the second half.
And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
And Matthews kicks to Villanueva. The rebound by the Lakers. Bass has got 5 rebounds tonight. Russell with a wide open look. Again, the Lakers.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
They set the screen. The Lakers with the rebound. Randall's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Bass. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Bass has got 6 here in this quarter. Mavericks leading by 13. Barea kicks to Matthews. Villanueva with a screen on Young. Matthews into the lane. He used that pick to get in close. Matthews has got 25 points.
Oh, terrific way to finish that move there, going to the basket. And guys, the Lakers last season were just a completely different team after Kobe's injury. Not so much in results, but just in how they played on the floor. They actually fared better without Kobe than most thought they would.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Anderson, he's checked in for Pachulia. Williams comes in for Raymond Felton. And Harris subbed in for J.J. Barea. And then for Los Angeles, Tariq Black, he's checked in for Bass. Allen comes in for Young, and it's Clarkson in for Russell. And for the Lakers, without Kobe last season, it was really a stark difference in styles of play and quality. No single person. Clark stepped in to carry their offense. It took a group effort.
Well, you know, it was almost April, Kevin, before somebody surpassed Kobe in field goal attempts on the team. It'll be interesting to see how they build the offense this year. Well, they've only got a slight edge in rebounding when you look at the numbers, but it certainly feels a lot bigger than it is.
Yeah, the score has a lot to do with that. Their overall effort and execution has been elite.
They're perfectly content to keep going to that mid-range jumper. If the defense is going to give it to them, they'll take it all day.
It's about getting open looks, and they've used that shot with great effect here tonight.
And one feels bad for the way Julius Randle's career started. I was there that night, first game of the season, 7th pick out of Kentucky in the 2014 draft. Suited up for one game, broke his right leg 14 minutes in. And the guy that comforted him the most, I recall very vividly, Kobe Bryant stayed with him the entire time when he was really in shock on the floor.
And he was. And unfortunately, for so many reasons, for one, he had really been progressing in the Summer League. And the Lakers obviously had high hopes for him. And when he went down, that was the start of the rest of the ship kind of going down with him.
Allen inside the three-point line. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Here's Harris. He has 5. And there's the pass to Matthews. There's a screen. Williams dishes to Harris. With the floater, it's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And, you know, going back to Randle's rookie year, his troubles really started during medical checkups before the draft. They found a foot injury dating back to high school. The 5th metatarsal had been broken, which may be why he fell a few spots in the draft.
Parsons checked in for Wesley Matthews. Mavericks leading by 17. Harris passes to Williams. Parsons sets a screen for Williams. Parsons outside. Lets it go from deep. Rebound by Williams.
And talking about Randle's rookie injuries, the Lakers were going to let him play through the foot. But once he broke the leg, they did season-ending surgery on the foot as well. Hopefully, now he can just stay healthy and get to play the game he loves. Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack, and the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Harris kicks to Villanueva. 1:36 left in the third quarter of the game, and he gets it to go.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Lakers trailed by 19. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
A nice shot by Black.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Anderson outside. Villanueva inside. Working on Black. Williams attacking. Here's Villanueva. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got his 7th assist in the game. LA has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Allen, that's good. Mavericks leading by 17. Right wing. And Villanueva kicks to Parsons. Here's Williams. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Williams has got his second bucket tonight.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
Dallas has gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc, 6 of 15. Here's Parsons, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. And these are his second and third free throws tonight. That free throw, no good. Robert Sacre, he's checked in for Julius Randle. And that trip coming up empty, missing both. Lakers trail by 16 from 13, and there's another one for the Lakers.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
And here is Williams. He has 5. He kicks it to Anderson, launches it. That's good. Anderson's got 8 here in the quarter.
And don't be surprised if we see a lot more of that to come. I mean, when he gets going like this, it is not easy to slow him down.
And as we end the third quarter, and we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Lakers trail by 14. Chandler Parsons out there with Pachulia. Then there's Darren Williams. Then it's Matthews. And it's Barea in at the point. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
Nobody near Parsons. Another three for Dallas.
Three-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
And now's the time for them to step on the gas pedal. Don't let up. Keep letting it fly from deep and build that lead. Play through the finish line, not to it. Keep the pressure on.
The shot misses. And the Lakers take it the other way. Allen kicks to Williams. Here's Sacre. Pachulia covering. Over in the corner, Allen. Again, Allen missing.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And Allen with the block. Williams, that's a two-pointer. And again, the Lakers no good. Mavericks leading by 15. Parsons outside. The feed to Barea. Inside. The kick out to Matthews. Back to Parsons. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Yeah, but I also like the balance because they're doing a great job of getting inside and converting around the rim. I really like their aggressiveness.
Raymond Felton, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Dishes it to Matthews. That's good, and so Felton has the assist there. And now it's 27 points for Wesley Matthews. Matthews against Allen. Hibbert kicks to Sacre. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Room service delivery right there, fellas. Wonderful entry feed.
Outside Matthews. Parsons with a screen on Allen. Matthews dishes to Pachulia. And he gets it to go. Pachulia's got 26.
I can't believe defenders are not aware. They cannot allow him that position.
Yeah, you're right about that, Greg. He's put a no trespassing allowed on that spot of the floor. It's all his.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Clarkson kicks to Sacre. And Pachulia pulls it down. Pachulia's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Matthews, no good.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
And one area where they haven't struggled has been transition.
Yeah, I think that may be their ticket out of the hole. Look for even more of those quick hitters.
Pachulia kicks to Berea. Dallas moving the ball around. Parsons attacking. Sacre with the block. And here we go with Allen running it up the court. And that one's good. And it's 6 points for Williams.
And after a scoreless first half, you're starting to see signs of life here in the second.
There's the double team with Allen. Here's Parsons. Good, and it's Berea who picks up the assist. And that's 31 points for Chandler Parsons.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Always seems the Mavs are able to compete for a title, Clark, but their window might be closing with some of their stars aging, namely Dirk Nowitzki.
You're exactly right, Kevin, because Dirk is the centerpiece of that franchise, has been for over a decade. They made the Rondo trade last year trying for a big finals run, but eventually they'll start to have to build for the future.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Brandon Bass is checked in for Robert Sacre. Young comes in for Lou Williams. And it's Russell in for Clarkson.
And when you look at the Mavs, they have always built through free agency. Still tinkered with the roster this season to get into a position to compete. Not having any lottery picks for so long has hampered their youth and development.
Ryan is checked in for Los Angeles. That one goes. Count it.
Yeah, one of the few bright spots for his team. I mean, he's had a very efficient offensive performance.
No telling how much larger the lead would be if it wasn't for his shooting. I mean, come on, this guy's kept them in it.
Here's Berea. Feeds to Pachulia. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Roy Hibbert picks one up.
Well, you know, with the Mavs making the playoffs so consistently, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Cuts both ways. They rarely have draft picks that help take the team to the next level, but they are in the playoffs, which is what every team wants to be part of.
Dallas making a switch here. Villanueva's checked in.
But still, eventually, you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
Berea, the pass to Villanueva. It's rebounded by Bass. Lakers trail by 14. And there's Kobe. That's good on the assist by Young. And that's 20 points for Kobe Bryant.
Excellent execution of the plan there.
Now Berea. Great tee that time from Hibbert.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint. Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
And here's Matthews, the 3. Good! Matthews has got 5 points now this quarter.
And it looks to me like he still has some of the shooting touch that he displayed in the first.
And Kobe, here we go. Can't cash in from close range.
How about him there, just bodying him up to make him alter the trajectory on that shot?
Definitely some very sound defense played on that trip.
Lakers trail by 13. And here's the fast break. Russell leading the way.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Here's Berea. He's doing a great job of setting the table.
Room service dime showing you that nice peripheral vision of his.
You always got to throw the food in there, don't you, Clark? But he's only one away, guys, from having his 10th assist for the game.
Everybody can relate to food, Greg.
Kobe kicks to Young. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
All the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling. Well, somehow the Lakers managed to avoid ending up in last place in the West last season. Still, it's a far, far cry from the Lakers teams of the past. Only 21 wins for them on the season.
Villanueva with a screen on Kobe to the left side wing. Villanueva. Dallas again missing. Lakers trail by 9. Lets it go. Kobe, that's good. Bryant's got 24.
And the deeper we get into this game, it seems like the more the offenses are in rhythm.
Without question. I mean, both of these teams are firing on full broadband bandwidth. I mean, full throttle ahead.
To the inside, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Now, that was an incredible reverse throwdown right there. Tremendous body control.
I'd even go as far as say, Clark, that was a punctuation dunk. Huh?
I can feel that.
Sending a message.
How about, guys, that's one of those dunks that you probably want in your career highlight reel.
Matthews dishes to Pachulia. It's blocked. Now the Lakers on the break. Here's Russell. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Russell's got 15 points in just the second half. Dallas calls timeout.
And last year we saw Coach Rick Carlisle pass the 600-win mark. Former Coach of the Year award winner has had so much success here in Dallas. One of many coaches to play for the 80s Celtics.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Yes, thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Rick Carlisle was saying to the team. With the game hanging in the balance, he tried to give his players some added motivation, saying, quote, "This is the time, guys. Right now. Be in this moment. Do your job, and we'll get the win." Back to you.
Thank you, Doris.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And Kobe gets it to go. And with Coach Carlisle, he's had great success, Greg, as you're talking about, down in Dallas. Now in his 8th season, he's never finished under 500 with the Mavericks, only finished under 500 once in his whole career. Clark, he only missed the playoffs twice as a head coach.
Well, we had him in Indiana, and he's fantastic as a basketball coach. And the Mavericks have made it known that he can hang around and coach as long as he'd like to. That's pretty high praise for Rick Carlisle.
And that's a foul called on J.J. Barea. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Jaron Williams is checked in for J.J. Barea. Back to Kobe. Kicks to Young. Right side Russell. Clock at 6. Lakers working the ball around now. Here's Hibbert. Bass passes to Bryant. Second chance shot. Bullseye. Kobe's got 14 points here in the second half.
And you talk about fighting your way back into a game. They've shown a lot of grit in this comeback.
They sure did, Greg. And I like the fact they never put their chin in their chest when they were down early. I mean, they were down big early. They were composed, and they never got desperate and stayed within themselves. Very impressive.
Lakers leading by 3. To the wing on the left. Hibbert kicks to Young. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Mavs made the playoffs again last season. 14th playoff berth for them in the last 15 years. And only the San Antonio Spurs have made more, Greg, over that time frame.
Yeah, and they had a tough first-round opponent in the number 2 seed, Houston. A good old Texas tussle between the 2 and the 7 seeds.
He's always been extremely reliable at the line, and today's been no different.
Williams attacking. Shot's good.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Kobe kicks to Russell. Villanueva with the steal. Williams against Russell. Count it, and the Laker lead has been cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Villanueva.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
Kobe dishes to Hibbert, fades and shoots. That's in, coming off an assist from Bryant. Bryant's got 5 assists in the game. Dallas has gone 2 of 5 on 3-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Williams attacking, double team on Williams. Russell against Parsons. Shot by Villanueva, no good.
He's certainly not been at his best this quarter, and that's an understatement.
Down low, here's Bass, and it's good. Looking quite sharp with 10 of 12 shooting tonight.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Williams passes to Matthews. Some solid defense from Kobe.
And they've had the edge in rebounding all night long, and none bigger than that one right there.
And guys, you've seen it countless times in a close game. Hustle plays can really make the difference.
You know what? I think he had to call timeout right now just to get his guys to regroup because they were really ragged out there.
Yeah, they've got to get some things straightened out. And sometimes the best way to do that is with a timeout. They look to be overwhelmed right now.
Outside Matthews. Back to Williams. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. We'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the three-point arc. They had far more attempts in the first half. It's been a good one for Williams. He's got 10 points and 9 assists.
And his offense has matched the defensive effort today. He's been really just one of the best players on both ends.
I don't know if you can say enough about the job he's been doing in all aspects of the game. I mean, stuff in the stat sheet when you look at it.
And stolen by Russell. Here's Bass. He dishes it to Hibbert. Out to the wing. Here's Russell. Connects from three-point range. And now it's a 9-point Laker lead. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for Los Angeles?
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And also, I've been extremely impressed with their interior D. Their rim protection has been as good as it gets.
Kobe with it. Matthews covering. Kobe kicks to Bass. That's good, and it's Bryant with the assist. And the Lakers lead by 8.
And if you thought this game was over already, you're probably right.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's staring us right in the face, and we've been around long enough to know when a game is over. And this one is in that category.
Matthews with the steal.
I think it's safe to say this baby's over.
Yeah, that's fairly obvious. I'd say that's a really good assumption on your part. Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
So it's the Lakers now. The drive by Russell. That's good. Russell's got 35.
They ran that inbounds play perfectly there to get the quick hitter.
Dallas calls timeout. They're down by 8. 16 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, they can game plan all they want, but unless they can put more time on the clock, I think this bad boy's over.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they hope to get accomplished with this timeout here.
Here's Black, and that basket pushes the lead to double digits.
And they've just done a great job of keeping this crowd out of the game. And we're getting closer to victory. The crowd's getting quieter.
And there's not a whole lot for them to be cheering about anymore. I mean, their guys got it handed to them.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Ernie Johnson again, folks, alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Time now to take a quick peek at our Jordan player of the game. He found his rhythm in the second half, and there was no stopping him then. He was locked and loaded.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy high shooting percentage. Wow.
A ton of... And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
always going to have people who don't believe that you really